say, look, people, die, I will die. And people say, who is this? He says, part of the boys we raided. You raided him.
Okay.
So, all right. How did you arrest this other one?
You will hear more of that story on YouTube, but for now, please welcome with us Hprince Ikechukwu, popularly known as Hprince. He is a renowned Nigerian comedian, actor, event host, and seasoned writer. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me. Good to be here again.
Why are you looking at me as if you are observing me? You want to make me a guest? You want to make me a comedy too?
You know I cannot do that now. You know I cannot do that. My power knows that.
They say you are renowned for observational comedy. What does that mean?
Observational, so that should, okay. So observational comedy is the easiest type of comedy.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, when you are telling a story about things that are happening around you, very relatable stuff. That's observational comedy. If I come in here and I say, this is your native, you know.
It be like waiting. You want to say it be like waiting.
You know,
be like Tinubu.
No, I beg you, please, I'm too young for this trap. Please, I am too young for this trap, please. Mr. President, I respect you. He's the one that said, I did not say anything, sir, please. You know, so if I come and I start making jokes about things that are around here, you know, things that people can easily relate with, that's observational comedy. Yeah, so I do that a lot.
Okay, for those who don't know you, what inspired you to pursue this comedy? Because Alera would also always ask, what did you study?
By the way, and you are looking very good. I like the Ankara.
Thank you.
Yeah, said I was going to
Thank you.
Nobody say you're not looking good, though, but of course. If I compliment you now, you said you go, they look sad.
Some observational comedy, I understand. So, what led you into comedy?
Yeah, purpose. I found purpose very early in my life.
What did you study?
Business administration. So that part is. Oh God, I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay, so now.
So you got the certificate and gave it to your mother?
No. So, entertainment is business too. Everything we do in life has a business side, basically. Okay. So, I mean, I wanted to do arts. I wanted to do theater arts and stuff. But, you know, my parents were like, this thing is already inside of you. Do something that you can easily, you know, always fall back on, and that would make you more marketable in whatever talent or gift you have. Right, and I was also good with economics too. At that time, but I wanted to do the arts, so I took up the course. I did it. So now, in a way, it's working for me because I don't operate as a talent. I operate as a business. So Hprince is not just a talent; it's a business. I use that. I used all those skills that I learned in school and infused it in the entertainment or the comedy thing that I'm doing. So I mean, so it's not wasted. It's not a waste.
Where did the name Hprince come from?
My first name is Hprince. Okay. Yeah, so the name came from, so I was a rapper. I thought it was music. I thought it was going to be music. So the Hprince was for my music career, basically. All right. So it was one guy in my company. I said, "Baba, find name for me." Now everybody they bear this thing. This one I am mine. This one I waiting. But Hprince, Hprince, I be Hprince. I think talk the thing. I said, this one may enter.
Where did the prince come from?
You know, I don't know how the guy was seeing me then. That's the thing. I don't know how, because where that prince, because this happened in face me at basic compound. He was my neighbor, the next thing. You know, just come out when you want to barb, he will kill you. You have to come out. If you want barb, quick come out of bed. I don't set my, those kind of compound. And he was calling me prince. I think the guy had foresight, but even till now, I never see kingdom. Even royalty, nothing, my brother.
So when you decided eventually and say to your parents, it's comedy for me.
Yeah. My mom was very supportive. I don't relate when people say their parents do not support them in, you know, when they want to now, you know, venture into entertainment. I used to hear, I can't relate because from the onset, my mom just knew that there was something special about me, right? Like anywhere I walk into, there's always happy, right? So when I started doing it in church, it was church, you know, and the first day I performed in church, they sprayed me money. And she said, since you have been doing music, since you
Have
have
they
been
sprayed
doing,
you?
has anybody sprayed you? What else do you need? What other sign are you waiting for? For God
This
to,
is it.
This is it. Push it, face it, and you know, even while I was on campus, and you know, I just used that time to build and refine my skills and stuff.
I'm gonna guess that Daddy didn't agree, Abby.
Daddy didn't have a choice because at the time, Daddy was outside the country, he was in Europe. But before Daddy left, he was a comedian too in Delta State.
Oh.
So he runs in the family. But I'm a more successful one. I hope you watch me now. And they don't show up for TV during time.
This now they can't pick him away. When you reach house, you go first beat up.
And they inspire him. Yes, now.
They know they watch out for TV.
To say he reach this level for during time, go travel. You don't go travel now. If you travel, then I thought you're gonna do. So now he's happy that, man, when he comes for my shows, he sits in front and he's paying. Sometimes he even works some of my materials with me because he's still there in body. Once I observe one or two things. How you see this joke, work on it. Because he has that funny bone. His sense of humor is, that's funny.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
So how has the business of comedy been for you?
I want to thank God, number one, for the gift. Because I don't know what I've been doing in my life now. And two, I want to thank the pioneers, the Alibabas, the Julius Agus that, you know, reformed this industry and gave it that professional outlook. Because many of us, we don't know where our certificate is, you know. The business we thank God, it's been great, you know. There's nothing like people paying you for something you would have even done for free anyways. So, I mean, yes, it's been good.
Okay. You're also into acting.
Yes, by the special grace of God.
So, what's your creative process like when you are good? Is it comedy that drew you into acting or vice versa?
All right, so they are all in the arts, right? Comedy is performing arts, right? Same as acting. Just that, you know, they took it to screen. So the basis for acting and comedy is not far. Comedy, stand-up comedy in itself, we write scripts, we write stories, we write jokes. And in the process of telling jokes, we act out. Most times, if you're a good stand-up comedian, you must know how to use your gestures very well. It's all part of the skills you need as an actor. So the distance is not far. That's why all over the world, all the big comedians, you know, they also double as actors. Because at some point, if you don't go, it will call you. Do you understand? Because it's not far. Comedy is monologue. Acting is dialogue. The only difference between the two is that you are not running your life with another person.
Both of them are log.
You know?
Okay. There's this thing that's been making the rounds about copyright.
Yeah.
Comedians stealing each other's jokes.
Yeah.
I heard one of our guests the other day was telling us how comedians beat up each other backstage.
Bloody something, no?
Eh?
Never sent. So I'm very happy that I know it's not that deep. As Alera is taking
What you said, bloody?
She wants to guide herself from the municipalities. No. That was just a metaphor. But you know, okay. I'm very happy that you mentioned this. Anytime I'm in this space, I always like to touch on these issues. Is becoming a cankerworm in the industry. There are a lot of people now like that. Plagiarism is because you don't even know the original owners anymore. You know, I was at home one day and somebody called me and said, "Guy, you are performing in VI now." I said, "No, I did sleep for hours." He said, "No, I know what I'm saying. You are performing in VI now. This person I'm watching here is behaving exactly like you. He's cracking your jokes, he's using your gestures, he's using your mannerism, and I'm at home sleeping." Well, the good side is that he's helping me to promote my, you know, while I'm at home, he's giving people, you understand? But I mean, it's painful that, you know, because a lot of work goes into creating jokes.
Those jokes.
You don't want to know. Sometimes you must have failed at cracking the joke the first time before you will now see loopholes. Then you go back. Then somebody will now wait for you to arrange everything. So what we do now, what I advise my colleagues now, is we know that we don't have a system yet to fight copyright and all that. So this is what I advise my colleague. If you have a good joke, repeat it. That way you can own it. At least before somebody will now come and tell you, you get the way you go down TikTok and you go, no, now we know that this is the person that owns this thing. Because that is the only way. That's what I do now. If I have a very good joke and I do it the first time, maybe in a hotel stage and it lands well, I see people like it, I will do it again. Do you understand? We'll do it again. By the time you repeat that joke 5 times on like 5 big different platforms, anybody that wants to go and steal it automatically is just being shameless.
Now, when you got into the business, what were the challenges that you faced?
So at the time, when I got in, people were still doing CDs, like VCDs. When you do a show, that time, you will record it on VCD, then you take it to maybe Alaba or somebody to print it. So those were some of the challenges. Reach, distribution was one major challenge. You know, people were not savvy with the internet as it is now, right? So that was one. Then another thing is still the same, you know, trying to find, as a business graduate, I know that if I want to sell a product in a saturated market, I have to look for a unique selling point. So trying to find the thing that will set me aside was a lot of assignments for me because I didn't want to just come in and just make it just a funny. I wanted, because I know that was the only way I can sell. So I had to look for a niche, right? And I tried out different characters on stage. I risked many things, trying to do stuff that random people don't do. Like, for example, when you hear Clean the Drunk, what comes to your mind? There's a niche. Nobody performs like that. When you hear Kenny Black, there's that. So I just looked at, I needed to create something. So one day I thought about going on stage angry. Act like I'm angry with everybody. Like I don't care about the audience. And just tell jokes. And I did it the first time at a comedy club. Somebody called me and said, this thing you do, I don't know if it's an actor, but you enter. And I tried it again, and before you knew it became a brand. People started calling me Angry Bird. That was my into the industry. So even if you don't know my name,
Angry Bird.
Even if you don't know, that guy where they're angry for stage, that was my niche.
So when is your next angry session?
So I'm doing a therapy, this anger management 101. Everybody they invest for
That's
the
name of your show?
No. The name of my show, of course, is Coming From Insanity.
Okay.
My forthcoming show. Yeah, so Coming From Insanity is marking my 10 years on stage.
Okay.
Yeah. So I titled it Coming From Insanity because,
Anyway, getting angry is insanity in itself. So
do you understand? That's another angle if you want to look at it like that. And also, my journey so far, some things so most of the things I'm going to be talking about the show is my journey as a comedian, right? Things I've observed in the industry. So I try to not just crack jokes, I try to also, talk on topical issues. When people, I discovered that one of the things I learned from Alibaba, anytime I go to his office, anytime he talks, I always speak that thing. He would say that don't be that type of comedian that people just find funny. When you tell a joke in a show, they just find you funny. They can't take what you said in that place home.
Leave a message.
Yes. Everybody can be funny, but what you are saying is it going to go with that person? Once that person leaves that door, will that person remember, man, this guy said was funny, but this thing they happen, no? This thing they happen. Like the clip, I was doing a satire on police. I was just trying to point out some things that I was using humor to just point out something I feel like if the Nigerian police can work on. We need to do these things as comedians too, so that people don't just laugh and there's no message, there's no, yeah.
So when is this anger management? Oh, sorry. What is this other one?
It's like
anger management 101.
You need anger management. You have a friend that all these kind of people that tell you I'm not angry. They're angry. Trust me, I'm not angry, but I just want to tell you my mind.
So
yeah, on the 15th of June, at the S-Block Studios, Lekki Phase 1. Yeah, Coming From Insanity, it promises to be. I have some of my other colleagues too that will be. So it's not just myself. Yeah, I have cleaned the drunk.
If you start advertising now, you will pay money.
Okay, sorry.
I heard you.
Okay. Sorry.
But you talked about anger management. You have not finished talking about that one.
Yeah, anger management. So when I started doing that anger thing, it just, so there have been some guys now, I'm at home, but people are sending me clips and this person, they do like you, but the thing, you can't beat originality. Right? Because somebody who created something is the only person that knows the source.
Yeah.
So when people do that thing, if it's just like if I come on stage and I'm acting like I'm drunk, I'm just reminding you of clean the drunk. I'm reminding you of somebody that you know already because the person has created a brand off that stuff. Yeah.
Well, we have to thank you very much for...
Thank you for having me.
Coming from insanity.
I've not come yet. Since that day I will come from this insanity. I'm still on the road. Bus stop plenty.
Happiness Ikechukwu, Hprince, Angry Bird.
Yes, sir.
Comedian of the Federal Republic, actor, event host, and seasoned writer. We can only wish you all the best, and thank you so much for gracing our studio today.
Thank you for having me.